everything.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Zeus here. Today, I am going to be bringing a Clash Royale video to the channel. Now, today is going to be the best 3-star deck, in my opinion. Now, the only reason I think that this is the best one, in my opinion, because it consistently brings 3 crowns. Not a lot of decks consistently bring 3 crowns. They'll bring a 1 crown, and then in overtime, it'll bring the 2nd crown. But with this deck, I have literally 3 crowned in one single push in a game. Now, I have switched this deck up a little bit. Before, I was running let's look down here. I was running the log. I actually got another log yesterday in a, what was it? It was a crown chest. I was extremely hype about that. But in my opinion, I found that the tombstone works better because it consistently brings out skeletons to distract. It's hard to distract an Inferno Tower when you use this deck, only because you have such high tanky troops that if one of them gets hit by the Inferno and you don't have a zap on your card deck, it's honestly going to get roasted really fast. So I'm not saying this deck always 3 crowns. Some of these are from the challenges. I was doing some grand challenges to see how they worked, what kind of people were in there, what skill level. So this is versus Poncho Socks from Mexican Fire 2.0. He was pretty chatty. Now, the ideal start is not the Giant P.E.K.K.A. The ideal start is the Tombstone and the Elixir Collector. Only reason being is because, for one, the Elixir Collector is the best to start off with to pump with. Because you don't want to start with the P.E.K.K.A. and all the princes and maybe a zap, because it's extremely hard to put a P.E.K.K.A. down and get a good push going if you don't have a pump and it's not overtime. Now, I did mess up on this first start. I put down the Giant P.E.K.K.A., which is extremely ballsy, only because if they push the left side like they did, they can get a lot of damage down quickly. However, he let my P.E.K.K.A. go on the right side lane unattended, and absolutely that messed him up big time because I got the tower, plus he had to expend the skeleton's what was that, army and the Valkyrie only to take him out. Now, I wish I had the cannon right there to distract the Hog Rider, but I did use that a little late on the first push. But now I do have the Dark Prince going. He should one-tap these, yep, he does one-tap those with the help of the Zap. Now, I do have the Dark Prince. He does mess up with the arrows. That made I was laughing when that happened. The Dark Prince did get off a shot, and now he is actually letting the Princess get a couple good shots off here. He does play the Skeleton Army. Unfortunately, the Princess did aggro to them right there because they knocked into her, but it was not long enough for her to get a shot off. Now, I am going to pump up again. I have gotten down multiple pumps and tombstones at the same time. Only being if you cycle through your princesses really fast and your cannons, and you don't play the P.E.K.K.A. If you hold on to the P.E.K.K.A. for a little bit, the P.E.K.K.A. is a good card to defend Royal Giants, the giant skeleton, only because of the damage it does after it blows up. And at this point, he honestly knew he wasn't going to win. I had 2 princes. I had a prince now in his deck base. I have 16 health on that left tower. I believe. No, he does not end up getting. I don't think he gets any towers actually. I have 2 princesses going. I just put the cannon down because I needed to cycle through to get another prince out. He does kill one of my princesses, but on the left side, if you look, the tombstones were just constantly pumping out skeletons, which is something that he couldn't keep up with. Let's go ahead and jump right into the next one. Next one is against Desp from Decree. I don't know. It's not an American clan. Now this was against a kind of a common deck, I guess. It does have a Goblin Barrel, the mini P.E.K.K.A. He does have a Lava Hound. So this is the air. when you're facing air with this deck, you are extremely vulnerable. Now, the reason being is because you have about 1 to 2 cards that actually can go and attack air. You have the Zap, which it doesn't really attack anything. It's just to slow or retarget. And you have the Princess, which the Princess does not do much damage whatsoever to a high tanking troop like the Dragon or Lava Hound. Now, a Princess can sit on a Lava Hound and just take shots all day, and the tower is going to do most of the damage, but the Princess does a little. It's good to have the Princess there after it explodes, only because she does splash damage. But as you can see, I have 2 tombstones going. I should. Sometimes I wait until the tombstone breaks, only so that I don't have a structure so far out into the base that I can get targeted. But this guy, he hasn't played his Lava Hound yet, which is something he should have done a while ago. With this, when you're playing air with this deck, you literally have to watch what side he puts the Lava Hound down on. Have either the best push is double princes because he spends 7 elixir. By the time the princes are placed and get to his base, the most elixir he could have is like 4 tops. And what is that? Like a mini P.E.K.K.A, maybe a zap in some spear goblins, but it's not gonna be anything near enough to take out both of the princes. The Dark Prince doesn't have much health, I've noticed. Luckily though, he does have the shield in front of him like the guards do. So I put him down, and he's taking a shot from the Sparky, and still has whatever half his health is, I guess it's considered. I'm not sure how it kind of gauges its health. But at this point, I see the Lava Hound go on the left side, so I'm like, all right, well, I'm hitting the right side as hard as I can, as fast as I can. So I put down both my P.E.K.K.As, or my princes. I put down my P.E.K.K.A. Now, at the same time, I am going to be countering the left side. I'm not just going to let him push that as hard as he can, because what I found is if he gets a tower and he puts down something on the right, like a Valkyrie, which does an increasingly surprisingly amount of damage to your princes in P.E.K.K.A. Now, I played a guy earlier where he literally, I had 2 giant P.E.K.K.As. I was placing my third. I had 2 princes, and all he kept doing was spamming um, the Valkyrie, a mini P.E.K.K.A, and I believe like goblins or something, and he absolutely stopped every single one of my pushes, and it was so annoying because it's like you're playing a bad kid who just spams troops. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at one more air raid. This was by someone in my own clan. He wanted to challenge me. I knew he was going to be using this air deck, so I waited for him to play the Lava Hound, only because I seen him doing a couple live battles before. Um, as soon as I seen the Lava Hound go down, I knew it was game over because it's hard to stop a large, I guess, hit point push, only because with air, 2 of your cards are basically useless. They don't aggro to any of your troops. I mean, if as you can see, he has arrows. He has the rage spell. He does have the princess in the musketeer. Now, that was something I wanted to talk about in this deck. If you don't have the princess, it's not the end of the world. You can easily transfer in the musketeer. Um, Anything else in this deck you should have if you're watching this video. I'm not sure what arena you have to be up to be able to play this deck. I want to say it's like Arena 7. I think it's Arena 7. I'm not sure when you unlock the Dark Prince, but I believe it's Arena 7. In this deck, if you want to know, it is the P.E.K.K.A, the Dark Prince, the Prince, the Zap, the Tombstone, the Princess, the Pump, and the Cannon. It is a 4 elixir deck. Now, I wouldn't exceed 4 elixir on anything unless you're confident that you can easily counter pushes, because I know I seen and I tried a Golem 3 Musketeer deck, and as soon as I put that Golem down, he would push with a Hog and a mini P.E.K.K.A or something and take a tower, and my Golem would be just reaching the back of my tower. And then I'd have the Golem up to the tower, I'd put down my 3 Musketeers, he'd Fireball zap him. It's so annoying the way that high hit point cards in this game can be countered. The P.E.K.K.A, for instance, if you don't have the zap, You can put down a minion army, or what is it? Minion horde, easily take them out. You can put down a skeleton army, easily take them out. Now, one thing to do when you're pushing with this deck, if you're going hard, and you're pushing all with the P.E.K.K.A and the two princes down one of the lanes, make sure you have the princess at the bridge in a zap. Now, the reason I say that is because if he puts down a minion horde or any sort of air troop, you're vulnerable. There's nothing that they can do against it. Now, because this is the best three crown deck titled, I am going to show you a best three crown troll deck. This was against my girlfriend. She wanted to play me, and I told her that I'd make an easy deck for her to beat. Little did she know, I made a extremely annoying deck. Um, this deck consists of the goblins, tombstone, ice spirit, zap, pump, princess, tombstone. I didn't already say that, and the mirror. The mirror is important because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be mirroring your pumps. You want as many pumps as possible down. It's not that important if they get some tower damage off in the beginning, only because you're going to be using the rage spell to help pump faster. It actually does work. I'm not sure if it decreases the health on it. I haven't looked into that, but I know that when you drop an elixir, uh, or a rage spell on the pump, it actually does pump faster. Now, I have three pumps in the back, and I haven't even placed a troop to really push yet, and she hasn't done much damage at all to my towers. I did realize after watching this that I missed the right side pump almost every single time I dropped the rage spell. I was doing this in a hurry, and this was the first time I've ever really tried this deck. I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did. She does have the mirror, as you can see. She mirrored two skeleton armies. Now, the skeleton army is something that you actually probably could put in this deck. I'm not sure if it'd be good. I'm not sure what you'd sub it in for. I guess you could sub it in for the Ice Spirit, only because I don't really play it, the Ice Spirit, any attention while I'm playing this deck. It's mostly just pumps, Rage Spell, the Tombstones. And now, the way this deck really plays a key role is when you get down multiple princesses with multiple tombstones, only because they get in front of her and do so much distracting that your princesses can just sit at the bridge and fire over to your towers. Uh, the rage spell is key only because it does help gain elixir faster. It actually pumps out tombstones, the skeletons, faster, I believe. Um, but in the end, I do end up three crowning her. It gets extreme very fast. I'm not sure how many princesses I could get down with this deck. I'm sure I could get down at least 5 to 6. Earlier in a battle, I was playing my prince deck that you've seen, and I managed to get down 4 princesses, and I didn't even have a mirror. Now, if you see this push right here, I mirrored skeleton or goblins. I'm sorry, and that was an insane push, so fast. Now, I probably could have used a rage spell right there and took the tower, but if you see, I do drop a rage spell, and there's just an insane amount. And right there, she set down her phone and said that she quit because there was just so many troops coming to her base that she couldn't do anything about. So, if you want to recap, this is, in my opinion, the best three crown deck. It brings me three crowns consistently. It is the P.E.K.K.A, Dark Prince, Prince, Zap, Tombstone, Princess, Pump, and Cannon. I don't know what's happening with my game right now. I guess it's glitching. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe, and definitely comment what you think is the best three crown deck. Or you could comment what you think is the best troll deck. So until then, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.